Senator Graham, our next subject is the issue of civil unrest in this country. You know, social change in this country has come about when women and racial minorities have marched and protested. Sometimes that's resulted in rioting. Certainly no one supports lawlessness. You have said in the past that you support Black Lives Matter. Have you met with members of that organization, first of all?
I met with pastors. I met with people in the African-American community, and here are the facts. Do I believe our cops are systemically racist? No. Do I believe that South Carolina is a racist state? No. And let me tell you why. To young people out there of color, to young immigrants, this is a great state. The one thing I can say without any doubt, you can be an African-American and go to the Senate. You just have to share the values of our state. Tim Scott is in the Senate. He's the only African-American Republican in the country. Nikki Haley is a daughter of Indian immigrants raised in Denmark, South Carolina. She became our governor. In South Carolina, folks, it's not about the color of your skin or where you came from. It's about your ideas. The reason I'm going to win this race is because my ideas, my conservative philosophy, my willingness to reach across the aisle fits our state. 31% of our state is African-American. I'm asking to every African-American out there, look at my record. I care about everybody. If you're a young African-American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal. Well, I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you like this guy. I think what you like about him, he appears to be strong when the rest of us are weak. He's a very successful businessman, and he's going to make everything great. He's going to take all the problems of the world and put them in a box and make your life better. That's what he's selling. Here's what you're buying. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. He doesn't represent my party. He doesn't represent the values that the men and women who wear the uniform are fighting for. I've been in the Air Force for 33 years, and I've retired this June. You can keep asking me all day long, and I'm going to tell you the same thing. Why don't you ask me, is he a racist?
That was my next question.
Okay, why don't you ask me?
Do you think that he is a racist?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you what. You could be dark as charcoal and lily white. It doesn't matter, as long as you're nice to him. You could be the Pope and criticize him. It doesn't matter. He'll go after the Pope. You could be Putin and say nice things, and he'll like you. Here's what I found. He's a street fighter. It's not the color of your skin that matters. It's not the content of your character. It's whether or not you show him respect and like him. I think Donald Trump's domestic and foreign policy is gibberish.
Welcome to South Carolina, Miss Brennan. You know why you're going to win? You've been a damn good president. Thank you for 200 conservative judges. Thank you for Justice Kavanaugh and Justice Gorsuch. Thank you for the strongest economy of my lifetime. And thank you more than anything else for putting up with the never-ending bullshit you have to go through.
And I learned so much about coronavirus. And one thing that's for certain, don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. I didn't feel so good. And 2 days ago, I could have left 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I felt great, like better than I have in a long time. I said just recently, better than 20 years ago. Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your life.
Back to the White House. At one point, he climbs the stairs, and he takes his mask off with other people who appeared to be somewhat nearby. Did you see it? Did you hear about it? What's your reaction, sir?
I would hope that the president, having gone through what he went through, and I'm glad he seems to be coming along pretty well, would communicate the right lesson to the American people. Masks matter. These masks, they matter. It matters. It saves lives. It prevents the spread of the disease. Social distancing. Instead of talking about what the only thing I heard was one of the tweets saying that, you know, don't be so concerned about all this, essentially. There's a lot to be concerned about. 210,000 people have died. You have, about 1,000 people a day getting the coronavirus, 50,000 a week. I mean, so it's a great concern. I hope no one walks away with the message thinking that It is not a problem. It's a serious problem. It's an international pandemic, and we have 4% of the population and 20% of the deaths.
This is a president who has put the
Thank you,
health
Vice
of America first, and the American people, I believe with my heart, can be
Thank you,
proud
Vice
of the sacrifices they have made. It's saved
Thank you,
countless
Vice
American
President.
lives.
Senator Harris, would you like to respond?
Absolutely. Whatever the vice president is claiming the administration has done, clearly it hasn't worked. When you're looking at over 210,000 dead bodies in our country, American lives that have been lost, families that are grieving that loss. And you know, the vice president is the head of the task force and knew on January 28th how serious this was. And then thanks to Bob Woodward, we learned that they knew about it. And then when that was exposed, the vice president said, when asked, well, why didn't y'all tell anybody? He said, because the president wanted people to remain calm.
Well, let's go ahead.
No, but Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add, but if, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm
weigh in.
speaking.
Yeah, you
So
have 15
I
more
wanna-
seconds, and then we'll give the Vice President a chance to
So I want to ask the American people, how calm were you when you were panicked about where you're going to get your next roll of toilet paper? How calm were you when your kids were sent home from school and you didn't know when they could go back? How calm
Thank
were
you.
you
Thank
when
you,
your
Senator
children
Harris.
couldn't see your parents because you were afraid they could kill them?